Only one person beat this, and this happened 2 days ago at this point. Look at that, 0.5.
I guess I feel motivated to do a tutorial now, I guess. Just like the description says for Billy and Friends, this night is very difficult, or just impossible. But I just proved Chase-a-Rooney wrong. This night is possible, it's just really difficult. You really just need the perfect strats just to beat this night. And with this tutorial, I'm gonna teach you how to do it in a very fast manner like I did, so you can possibly beat it. Or just currently the 4 other people that have beaten night 4 right now. But go ahead and take this video as a future reference for when you do beat night 4 and need to beat night 5. Without further ado, let's start this tutorial on how to beat night 5. One thing before I start, I will also say that this is the way I beat night 5. So if you want to try the way I did it, then go ahead. If you want to try doing your own way of beating night 5, then you can go for that as well. This tutorial is for those that can't really beat night 5 and need some sort of help for the final night of the game. Alright, now let's get started. Before I explain how I beat this horrid night, I'm going to explain the basics first, about how everyone works. Just for the people who haven't played the game yet or don't know anything about it. Cool down the furnace before it gets too hot, close the vent if Billy is there, turn off the radio before it plays for too long, hide under the desk if the lights turn off, and if you hear a chuckle, go to the door and close it immediately. Now that we know how to deal with everyone, now let's start on how I beat this night. So once I begin the night, I go get water and wait until the clock says 4:90 to cool down the furnace. And after that, every other 10 seconds after cooling down the furnace, I go cool it down again and repeat on that. I'll use an example of my night 5 attempt. When I start the night, I go ahead and get water to wait until the timer says 90, which is shortened for 490 and to be kept easier in the head, to reach for the furnace and cool it down. After cooling it down, the time said 4:86 when heading back to my sitting spot for the night, so I tell myself 76 to keep in mind to go to the furnace again at 4:76. 2 things to let you know about is that when the timer stops for the chocolate to play and or the lights turning off, the time for the furnace to heat up stops, so you don't need to worry about that. One reminder is that it takes 18 seconds in total for the furnace to light up all the way and kill you. Now let's head on to the radio. You can reach it from the other side of the office. With the radio aside, we can now head on to Billy, the main antagonist of the night. Billy is the fastest in aggression out of everyone and requires extreme swift at some points. I'll show yet another clip of my night 5 attempt to explain how he could screw you over. Sometimes after dealing with the door dude, the radio, lights turn off, or Billy showing up in the vent occur. At least one of them at a time. You for sure need to plan when Billy shows up, so get a perfect time to close the door and cool down the furnace at the same time. Within the same duration, rush back to the vent door when hearing his sound cue of appearing in the vent, spamming your E key. This all has to be dealt extremely fast. If you're unsure that you'll survive this encounter, just close the vent door when heading over to the door dude. One reminder about Billy is that he could re-enter the vent when he leaves sometimes. So wait a couple seconds to see if you can reopen it. The reason for this is because when he immediately comes back with the door open, Billy will instantly kill you. And you have nothing to do about it because you opened the door when he came back 2 seconds later. Now let's head on to hide. One I say is the second easiest to deal with. When the lights turn off, you must hide under the desk to avoid death. With them off, the timer takes a break from going down, so that means everything else going on tonight just stops. No Billy entering or leaving, no radio activating, door dude appearing within the lights to interrupt his introduction, and even the furnace pausing its time to heat up. Hide is simple and a small breaker from the chaos. Now, last but not least, door dude. He has a few things connected to him, before and after appearing. To know when door dude will appear, he will do a chuckle which is pretty decently heard. After a few seconds, you will open the door and you gotta be fast enough and close it. My strat for night 5 is to time the opening of the door perfectly with water to cool down the furnace no matter how many seconds left. If Billy appears after the door opening, if the vent door is not closed, rush back and close the vent door by spamming your E key walking over there. Just don't use it near the desk. I made that mistake a couple times when doing my 2 hours of attempts on night 5. Now everyone has been explained for night 5. Again, for the newbies, I'll show you all sound cues from everyone to know everything. I hope this can help you beat this night. Huge shout out to this dude, the first person to beat night 4 and the second to beat night 5. If you enjoyed this tutorial, maybe give in to a subscription, check out my other content. Your support on my winning night 5 video gave so much motivation, and this wouldn't have been made without you all. I hope you enjoyed my bowers.